The Virginia Cable Telecommunications Association and your local cable provider presents Cable Reports. Join us now as Cable Reports brings you up to date on current issues facing the Commonwealth through discussions with your local legislators and other policymakers from across Virginia.
Welcome to a special edition of Cable Reports, brought to you by the Virginia Cable Telecommunications Office. And please welcome Donna Wise, the Chancellor of the University of Virginia Donna Henry,
Right.
the Chancellor of the University of Virginia at Wise. Sorry about that.
Not a problem. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Well, thank you for being here because we know you have a very busy schedule. You're here visiting some members of the General Assembly, talking about a lot of higher education issues. How's that going?
Things are going very well. This is a tough year. The Commonwealth is struggling a bit, but UVA Wise has great support for the work that we're doing at the college, for our programs and for our students, and I appreciate all the work of the General Assembly in that regard.
Great. Now, I think I was talking to you earlier. I know nothing about the University of Virginia at Wise, especially the relationship you have with the university in Charlottesville.
Yes, we are a division of UVA, and so I report to President Teresa Sullivan. She's my boss, and we share the Board of Visitors with UVA, so anything that I need to have approved, I work with a committee on WISE that are part of a subset of the Board of Visitors. So I spend time in Charlottesville working with them and keeping them informed of what we're doing out at WISE. And typically once a year that committee on WISE will come out to WISE and we'll meet at the college.
So give us a little bit of your background, if you will. How long have you been at WISE, and before that, where were you?
Okay. I've been at WISE for 4 years. I actually just had my 4-year anniversary on the 18th.
Congratulations.
Which is very exciting. And I was recruited to come to UVA Wise while I was in Florida. I was at Florida Gulf Coast University, and I had been there for about 16 years, and I was the Dean of Arts and Sciences there. So I brought my family from Florida to Wise, and I think the mountains of Southwest Virginia are just a beautiful place to be. So we're very happy
You've
there.
been in academia for quite a while, though, have you not?
Yes, I have. So before my time at Florida Gulf Coast, I was actually at a private institution in Miami, Florida. But I grew up in Philadelphia, so have traveled around a bit.
So I believe WISE has been in existence now for about 65 years?
That's right. It was founded in 1954, and it was founded as Clinch Valley College of the University of Virginia. And it was, as the story goes, there were 3 wise women and 3 wise men who cornered the extension agent from UVA on a snowy night in Southwest Virginia at the Inn and Wise, and really talked to him about the need for higher education in Southwest Virginia, and that they wanted to be able to represent the University of Virginia in that part of the Commonwealth. And he was excited about the opportunity, and in January arranged for them to come to UVA and meet with the administration and to present that idea. And when the 3 wise men got to UVA, they were told that by one administrator that it might not be a great idea, but fortunately one of them knew Colgate Darden, who was president at the time. And so on a chance they went to his office, and he was there, and they visited. And Colgate Darden, President Darden, loved the idea, so he sent them straight to the legislature to submit a budget amendment to get funding for higher education in Southwest Virginia. And they were allocated $10,000
$10,000
in a biennial budget. And they went back to WISE, and that was in January of 1954. And that following fall, they opened the college, so the town actually donated the Poor Farm as an original academic building. Folks from the region provided furniture to set up the classrooms, wow. And they had a class of 109 students in the fall of 1954 to open Clinch Valley College. Most of those students were Korean veterans who came to the college, and that was the start.
So you were recruited there. What attracted you there once you got there to view the campus and meet faculty and staff?
Yeah, when I was in Florida, I had no idea that UVA Wise existed, and so when I began to learn about the college from the firm that was recruiting me, I believe that liberal arts education is critically important for students. My background is that I'm a scientist, so I'm a biologist. I earned my degree at University of Pennsylvania and Thomas Jefferson University, but so the idea of a public liberal arts school, the affiliation with UVA to me was a signature of quality and a belief in that. And then once I got there and understood the commitment of the community for the college, and saw the quality of the faculty and actually the infrastructure that we have. The Commonwealth has really supported UVA-wise in great ways. So our facilities are beautiful, and so all of that put together was a really big attraction for me. I have twin daughters who are in high school in Wise, and my husband's a pilot, so his job is very flexible, so he was able to move with me and continue with his career as well.
So what's the environment like in Wise? Is it a nice place to live?
Oh, it's a beautiful place to live. We are in the Appalachian Mountains, so in the mid-range of the Appalachian Mountains. The college is actually on a hilltop. When we built our brand new library this past year, it's a 6-story building, but there are entrances, ground level entrances on 5 of the 6 stories. Wow. So that gives you a sense of the appearance of the college. But there's a lot to do in Southwest Virginia. So there's hiking trails, ATV trails, there's kayaking in the rivers. So it really is a beautiful place to be year-round if you love the outdoors.
Now I understand there's been some decline in students in public schools in Southwest Virginia. What is the college doing to attract students to the university there?
Well, there is a decline in the economy in Southwest Virginia. Coal has declined, and that was one of the main economic drivers in the region. And so the college is really working to support the region in economic development. We have the only degree program in software engineering in the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Oh, really?
And we developed that to attract Northrop Grumman and CGI to Southwest Virginia. Mm-hmm. They're in Washington County, or in Russell County, and so we work with them, and they actually hire currently all of our students from those
Wow.
programs. So they're very happy with that. So we're really working with the community to help develop the economy. We've attracted some companies in, and we're partnering really to do some workforce development things to get students who are ready to go in and work in those areas.
Talk to us a little bit more about that workforce development initiative.
Right. So this year we have gotten funding from the Appalachian Regional Commission. We're working with our peers at Mountain Empire Community College and at Southwest Virginia Community College to set up programs so for people who are currently in the workforce to increase their skills in cybersecurity so that they can help in those areas and work in those jobs to really fulfill that
Yes,
need.
interesting. You mentioned cybersecurity because the governor in his State of the Commonwealth address highlighted cybersecurity jobs within the Commonwealth, especially for students who don't necessarily want an advanced degree. Apparently there's a way to get a certification, and some of those jobs start off at $80,000 a year, he indicated.
That's very true, and that's one of the reasons why our partnership with our community college peers is so important, because students can go to the community colleges and actually earn a 2-year degree, which gets them into the workforce, and then there are certifications that they can get if you already have a degree and get those jobs in the workforce. And we're working currently with Mach 37, who is a cybersecurity accelerator in Northern Virginia. And what they do is they bring in entrepreneurs who are developing companies or startup companies in cybersecurity, and then they're helping them to get the business skills so that they can be placed and be successful. And so they bring in classes, so they do some work to determine the best groups that come in. And they are currently partnering with us and bringing the CEOs of those organizations out to WISE to visit Southwest Virginia. And they love the environment. I think spending the day behind a computer, when you're done, you really want to get into the outdoors. So they enjoy what we have in Southwest Virginia. So we're working to attract companies to move to the region. We believe that we have the students and the workforce to support them as they grow and develop their companies in an atmosphere that's a little bit different from Northern Virginia.
Now, we all know that the cost of higher education has continued to escalate. How's the university dealing with those issues and with student debt issues?
Well, we have tried to keep our tuition very low at UVA-wise, and so we are in the bottom 20% of tuition when you look at state institutions across the Commonwealth. And then in addition, we have a large endowment, so we have raised funds from our community, from alumni, and we have an $80 million endowment, and 2/3 of that endowment is in scholarships for our students. So we're able to support our students who want to get their education at UVA-wise. And our student population is a population in need. So a lot of our students are eligible for Pell Grants from the federal government, and with our support from privates, we can make that college education affordable. And we were recognized this year by U.S. World and News Reports as being the #1 college for lowest debt for our graduating students across the country.
Wow.
So, so we're very proud of that, and that's something that we want to continue to do.
Can you describe your student body to us, the number, how diverse it is, where these students come from?
Certainly. We enroll about 2,200 students, and just less than half of our students are from the Southwest Virginia region, broadly defined, the counties surrounding us, so about 8 or 10 counties. And then about 30% of our students actually are from the opposite end of the Commonwealth, or Northern Virginia and the Hampton Roads area. And then across the rest of the Commonwealth, 95% of our students are in-state students. So if you looked at a map of the Commonwealth of Virginia, we hit just about every county, lacking about 5, where we bring in our students to UVA-wise. And then about 4% of our students are from out of state, and then we do have a small international population of students who come to WISE.
So in the classroom, what's the ratio of student to faculty?
It's about, our average class size is about 15 students, so which is a nice size to have. We have about 104 faculty, so the faculty all know one another, and they get to know the students very well. So it is a very personal relationship between the faculty and students, which is great because about 60% of our students are first-generation students. So it really gives them some attention because they may not know all of the ropes. You know, they don't have the family support to help them understand what it means to get a baccalaureate degree, or when you're having trouble with financial aid, or, you know, how do you get your books? And so the faculty and staff are able to provide that support.
Now, what about your curriculum? What do you offer in terms of degree programs?
Well, we have a diversity of degree programs across the social sciences, so we have about 30 academic programs that include everything from history to chemistry to psychology. We have a business school, so you can get a business degree program. We have an education program, so students can become teachers, and a lot of the teachers in Southwest Virginia came through UVA-wise. And then we have 2 programs which are unique, our software engineering program and computer science program, which are both ABET accredited, so that's the engineering accrediting body, and our software engineering program is the only one in the Commonwealth of Virginia. So,
I imagine things have really changed for you over the course of your career, especially in terms of managing an institution the size of yours now. It's almost like being the mayor of a small town.
well, it is, and you know, a lot of the work that I do is in the community, working with community members to improve the quality of life for our students. But our students, we have a big impact on our region as well. We just completed an economic impact study, and you know, our college generates about $84 million a year that goes into the region, which is a pretty big impact. And then when we look at it on a per student level, it's about $22,000 per student impact on the region. So, so that, you know, that is an important economic driver that we have. So I enjoy going out and about and working with the people in the region to see how we can help them, but also things that they can do to make help the college to be a stronger presence.
104 faculty members you mentioned. Where are they from? Are they from across the nation, for example, or are they more local?
They are from across the nation. As a matter of fact, we have a biologist that we recruited from UC Davis
Wow.
in California. We have faculty from University of Chicago. We have faculty, from as close as Tennessee. But we really do have a diverse faculty. We have faculty from UVA, which is a nice thing to have, that connection as well with Charlottesville. But it is a diverse group of people who have really come to love the region and the college, so they have a passion for their students.
So you're able to reduce the tuition costs for students as a result of the endowment. What's the sticker price for tuition on an annual basis there?
So our tuition and fees is about $9,500 a year, and then if you add in room and board, it's about $20,000 to come to the college if you pick up all of those pieces, living there as well.
So that's really competitive with the other institutions of higher learning, the public ones throughout the Commonwealth.
It really is. There are 14 institutions that are public institutions in the Commonwealth, and we are we're at about 13 as far as our price point goes. So it is an affordable education for the students.
I'm a little interested in your thoughts on economic development. You mentioned that a contribution of about $84 million to the region. Talk to us a little bit more detail about those economic development inputs.
Well, in addition to just being a driver because of our employees and because of how our students are out in the community and the employment that comes in, we are really working. I have an Office of Economic Development that reports to me and a Director of Economic Development who is really out and about. She's the one that's working with Mach 37 to try and recruit companies to Southwest Virginia, but trying to find ways that we can support the region as it begins to diversify its economy. Tourism has been very successful in the region. The Inn at Wise that I mentioned where we were founded was actually recently renovated and reopened about a year and a half ago. The town of St. Paul, which is right next to us, has a new inn that they plan to open this spring. And with the ATV trails and kayaking and all of those things that are going on, that is a strong piece there. But we're also looking at manufacturing and recruiting R&D to the region. We actually have a Tobacco Commission grant with a company that we recruited from Northern Virginia, and our faculty and students are on that grant to actually support them, and they're a water treatment company, so they purify water. We believe that that's going to have a big impact, and within the next year or so, they actually may go into production. So that's another big piece.
Are faculty, staff, and students encouraged to be involved in the community? For example, are there internships for students that they can take advantage of?
Yes, we do have internships, and that is something, internships and undergraduate research are two big important features of our undergraduate education. So our belief is that in between the junior and senior year is an important time for students to really get exposure to what their discipline is. So in the sciences and even in the humanities, we have students doing undergraduate research projects, which are funded projects. We actually pay them that summer between their junior and senior year to do research with faculty. And last year, as a matter of fact, we had 84 presentations. So our students went to regional meetings, national meetings to present their research. And so with a 300 graduating class, but to have 84 students out presenting, that's a large percentage of our students doing that work. And then we now have some funding that we're doing joint work with businesses in our community to fund internships. So again, a lot of our students can't afford to take a summer off from work, but if they have a paid internship, they can really benefit from that.
And you talked a little bit about your relationship with the community college there. Which community college or colleges are in the immediate area that you have relationships with?
Yeah, there are 3 community colleges in Southwest Virginia that we're closely aligned with, and with a lot of our students, our transfer students come from.
Okay.
So Mountain Empire Community College is in Wise County, and then we have Southwest Virginia Community College in a neighboring county. And then Virginia Highlands community college. So those would be the 3 community colleges where most of our transfer students
So
come from.
those students are able to take advantage of, for example, the 2+2 program and the tuition assistance grant program with your university.
Yes, they can. So it is, it's a great relationship that we have with them, and we have just signed reverse transfer agreements with our community college partners. So for students who decide they're ready to move on before they finish an associate's degree, if they're within 15 credit hours of completing, they can transfer to UVA-Wise, and once they finish those degrees, we will transfer them back, and that way they'll earn their associate's degree while they're at UVA-Wise, which is a benefit if they're out looking for part-time work or working while they're finishing their degree program, and then they can continue and get their baccalaureate degree at the college.
Now, I understand Governor McAuliffe hosted a roundtable discussion at UVA-Wise last year. What was the subject matter discussed, and what came out of that?
Well, I'd like to thank him for coming out to the college, and it really was to announce some of the work that we're doing in cyber technology. And UVA-Wise has been recognized as a tech hire community by the White House. And really what that means is that we're very friendly to technology companies and are finding ways to create a workforce to recruit technology companies. So the governor came out to really talk to the leaders in the community about that initiative and to demonstrate support and to announce it. Karen Jackson, the Secretary of Education, joined him. She is a great friend to Southwest Virginia, and so she came out to work on that to make sure that we get the word out as to what we're trying to do and how we're trying to grow the economy.
Now, there's been a great emphasis on the last few years in higher education here in the Commonwealth on science, technology, engineering, and math. What is your university doing to advance that?
Well, I think some of our strongest programs actually are our programs in the STEM field. So we have a fabulous nursing program, if you want to include health there, with a 100% higher rate. So all of our nurses get jobs when they graduate. We have strong programs in chemistry, biology, and environmental science. And those students go out and either get jobs or they're going on to graduate school. So the students, as a matter of fact, we have 2 students who are in the chemistry program at UVA pursuing their PhDs this year, which has been a wonderful transition. We have students who are very interested in medical school. So we have a student who's finishing up his 4th year at Duke University Medical School this year. We had a banner year 2 years ago. We had 4 students who were admitted to UVA Medical School. So we have 4 alums who are pursuing their degrees there. In dental school, we have a student right now who's up at Pittsburgh pursuing. So our students do very well when they graduate and go on, and particularly in the STEM fields, our faculty are very strong in their research and the work that they do there.
Now, what about the campus itself? Can you describe the campus, some of the facilities?
Yes, we're about 400 acres in Wise County, Virginia. It is a mountainous region, so we have a lot of hills on the campus. With our new construction, we've eliminated some of the stairs, but when our alumni come back, they all say, well, I remember those 99 steps from the dining hall to the upper academic quad is really above the campus. But we do have a brand new state-of-the-art library that was just built. We have a convocation center which hosts our Division II basketball, volleyball. We have a beautiful football stadium for our football program, so we do have 13 athletics programs that are all Division II. Our conference is the Mountain East Conference, so we compete with schools in West Virginia and Ohio. So those are some great programs that we have there as well. Other facilities, we have a state-of-the-art science building that has research facilities that students and faculty work alongside one another. So, those are all great facilities. Our housing facility, we have about 800 students who live on the college campus in housing, which are very nice facilities as well.
So I take it you have to spend quite an amount of your time raising funds. I mean, you have a very generous endowment, but I'm sure fundraising is part of your duties and responsibilities as well.
It is, because as you know, beautiful facilities are there, but they need to be kept up. And athletics in the Commonwealth really has to be all supported privately or through fees. So we really do work with our donors to support those programs and facilities. And we do have great support from the donors in the region who believe in what we're doing at the college and really want to create a campus environment that students enjoy. So in addition to our academic programs and athletics, we also have about 65 student organizations, including intramural sports, a student government, and students who come to the college really have an opportunity for leadership in those programs as well.
So what's the biggest challenge facing the university over the next 10 to 20 years in your opinion?
I believe our challenge really is in supporting the region in their economy. And with that, I think that will help the population in Southwest Virginia. People will have jobs. We really work strong. We have a program called Healthy Appalachia, which is tied with the University of Virginia that helps to provide health care and knowledge and support to the folks in the region. And those things are all important to us.
Now, since 1954, what are some of the major and significant accomplishments that have occurred at the university?
Well, in 1954, when we opened, we were a 2-year program, and that lasted until 1970 when we began offering 4-year programs, or baccalaureate degree programs. And then we were Clinch Valley College, and it was in 1999 when the name change happened and we became the University of Virginia's College at Wise. And then we've added our nursing programs along the way and some of those other programs to get to the stature that we have now.
Now, pretend I'm a parent with a student who's thinking about coming to your university. What do you tell me to convince me to send my child there?
Well, your child will get personal attention, will have the ability not only to pursue an academic program that will have them be successful in life, but because of interactions within the community and at the college, they will understand leadership skills, and they will leave prepared to enter the workforce and to get a great job while having fun at the college and participating in activities and programs in a small community, which is just a great place to be.
Well, thank you for being here today, Chancellor Donna Henry. Good luck with all of your endeavors, meetings here at the General Assembly, and keep us apprised of what's going on at UVA Wise.
Well, thank you so much. It was my pleasure to be here today.
Thank you for watching this special edition of Cable Reports brought to you by the Virginia Cable Telecommunications Association. Until next time, I'm Woody Evans.